Hi guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I'm Liz Quinn, your lead Scentsy consultant. So today I have for you my quarterly club Scentsy Club haul, which I love to share with all of you. It has my favorite nostalgic things for the different holidays and then just a few bars that honestly I would love to have more of, but I started my very first club 4 or 5 years ago, somewhere in there, just as a quarterly. So some of these bars, they're just stuck in this particular frequency because you can't shift them around anymore. Ages ago, when Scentsy Club was a thing to begin with, you could actually scoot your frequencies, but you had to do it in groups of 6, and it was terribly confusing. So now we have it the way that we do. So you can either have a quarterly club, a bi-monthly club, or a monthly club. Or you can have 2 of those, or you can have all 3. And if you're not really familiar with Scentsy Club, its greatest, most wonderful perk is called Always Get My Bar. So this particular bar here, this one just happens to be Stroopwafel Delight. This has been missing from our catalog for 3 years now. And because it's in my club, they will produce it forever and forever, amen, as long as they can get the oils and all that, or they don't lose a contract, which the only time I've ever seen that was the Jelly Belly collection. They truly did quit producing it, I think, because they didn't want to renew their license. But anyway, this bar is one of my favorites, and it comes to me forever and ever, amen, because of Scentsy Club. You can also get certain perks, such as discounts, which I just threw in an extra bar in this because I didn't need any big ticket items. But once you have $60 in any of those club frequencies, then you get an unlocked half off item. So you can do a brick, which is $24, so that would come down to $12. And bricks in Scentsy Club are another perk, where certain classic scents, some that we don't even have in the catalog, are available only through Club as a nice large size brick, which is about 5.5 bars of wax. And like I said, when you get it half off, $12. Or you can do a tub of washer whiffs, or you can throw in some light bulbs, or any consumable product. Club is for things that you can use up, so you couldn't order a warmer through it or a diffuser, but almost anything else can be done on those different frequencies, or you can have all of them. At the moment, I do have all 3 frequencies because I have a few things in a monthly club that I keep kind of pushing down the road, and then I have my bi-monthly, which has more bakery in it than this one does, and this has all my nostalgic bars. And we are going to dive right on in, and if any of you have any other questions, feel free to email me or leave comments down below. So let's just get started. So I was kind of teasing you with Stroopwafel Delight. This is a bar that is a bakery addict's heaven. It is very much like pumpkin pecan waffles from Bath & Body Works. It's just absolutely amazing. So it has a lot of butter. It has a lot of sort of the piselli cookie richness and a little bit of cinnamon sugar. It's nice and strong, quite the powerhouse, makes your whole home smell kind of like fall, but I will melt this one any time of the year that I want a good, strong, gooey bakery. So next is one that is maybe even more gooey and bakery than that, and that is the beautiful maple vanilla glaze. This is not for the faint of heart. You have to love maple and bakery. This, even though it doesn't have a coffee or donut note, reminds me of a morning breakfast where you have maybe a maple glazed donut and a nice coffee, or you've got really good French toast going. It's just incredibly gooey with the vanilla and the maple. It's super sweet, throws like a champ, doesn't last for forever, but it's so strong you honestly don't want it to last longer than it does. So another one that we have in here is the beautiful Orchard Apple and Spice. This is so good, and I'm afraid that this is probably not coming back next fall. If the way that they did their 9-bar bundle to clearance out things from fall winter is any indicator. So I'm very glad this is in my club, and it's just a really nice, gentle apple and cherry with a little bit of wood in the background and just a pinch of spice. Great for August, September, and October in my neck of the woods. It's really, really good. And the next one is another retired Christmassy type scent, Red Berry and Spruce. This was first a Scents of the Season thing. I wasn't terribly impressed with it that very first year, but I did have a couple extra bars kicking around, and when it came back in the regular catalog the next fall, winter, then I had time to melt more of it, and I totally fell in love. This has real blue spruce sappiness plus raspberry and sort of like a cranberry thing. Oh, it's good, you guys. It is so Christmassy in kind of a more modern way, and I really, really like it. So I need a sip of coffee here. There are a lot of bars in this box. And I did do a little bit of editing because I needed to be more responsible with my budget. It was very important right now. Springtime, we just kind of start fully getting back into carpet cleaning, and I needed to be watching how much I was spending on this. So a couple things unfortunately got the boot that I'll probably regret later, but that's okay. The next one is toasted marshmallow, and this is a bar. The last time I melted it, it redeemed itself. I was getting really worried that I was just getting poor performance from this and I was going to take it out of my club. The last bar was like the good old days. The roasty, toasty, malty, gooey marshmallow. Oh, you guys, it's so good. This has got to come back for Bring Back My Bar. This, some of you that love Bonfire Beach might be mad at me. This to me is even better than Bonfire Beach. Oh, it's so good. It's so, so yummy, and it mixes beautifully with a lot of things, and it is perfection. All right, another one which is a cult classic is the beloved sweet plum pastry. This is older packaging. This is a great bar. Yeah, it's an older bar. It actually is already the color that I don't like this to be when I've had it in my stash for a while. So I'm going to have to melt this one right away. I've never really had this bar turn on me fragrance-wise, but it'll get a little bit oily and it'll get kind of ugly looking because it turns in a kind of a yucky purple. So I will be getting on this right away. That is nice crust, bubbly plum juices, and just this sweetness that's very comforting. It was a one-hit wonder, 1 year fall winter catalog staple. I do not know why it didn't come back. And then thankfully people started clamoring for it and bringing back my bar. They voted it back, and it's definitely an addictive bar. It's so, so good. And this is on a different subject, but I wanted to thank one of my contributors. I don't know if you're a subscriber or you just comment on my channel. That's the Lux leaves, not the Luke's leaves. And I apologize to all of you that have watched my video where I pronounced it wrong 3 times in a row, because I know better, but when I read Luxe, comes out of my mouth different than what it's supposed to be said. So thank you very much for correcting me, and I will from now on remember to correct my grammar. It is Lux, not Luke's. Always had trouble with that word. All right, the next thing that I've got here is sweet orange pomander. This is so good, you guys. This is, oh man, one of my top 10 makes me happy of all time bars because I love spice. This is homey. Yes, it's fall, winter, but I would melt it today. It's like a nasty rainy day outside. Oh, it's so good. It's got the orange peel. Now, I know they just say sweet orange, but I feel like it's orange peel. With the dried spices, it's deep, it's homey, it's got cinnamon in it. I guess if you do not care for Cinnamon Bear and you do not care for Welcome Home, do not even dare try to vote this back at some point down the road. I don't even know if we could, because this was from a brick collection a few fall winters ago, but oh man, this is one of my favorite bars of all time. So good. All right, another one which is in here for my daughter and not for myself is caramel apple craze. And it's not that I don't love it, it's just that if it didn't come back next fall winter, I wouldn't cry. But it's so good. This is a good performer. And you know, honestly, almost everything that's in this particular club, these are rock stars. They perform well. They are solid bars. That's the reason that you have a club, is to save your absolute favorites that you fall in love with, that you never want to be without. Oh, so back to caramel apple craze. This thing is a boomer. It's very strong. It lasts a long time. It is the most beautiful balance between like a Johnny Mac apple, like our Johnny Appleseed, and a good caramel scent. It's got a little bit of creamy vanilla. It's perfect. This is a great bar for September and October, and it's one of the few that has that dual color thing going on. It's so cute. Then my favorite bar from 2022. Sweet orange and evergreen. Only thing in here. Well, except for Cozy Fireside, but as far as a new bar, the only thing in my club, except for apple butter frosting, which is in my bi-monthly, that I get a double of. I hope this comes back next fall, winter. But if not, I'll have enough. Oh, this bar, you guys. I know it is, the middle of April. This is just Christmas in a bar. This is perfect. Fall, winter, piney, evergreeny, little bit of orange, which really doesn't show up in my home. Oh my gosh. I could just sniff this one all day. This and Cozy Fireside, they're both in here, are my favorite bars ever. They're so good. Oh, okay. Another one, because I just have a couple spring, summer things in here, is Summer Rain. This was in, last June Spring Back My Bar? This is so beautiful, you guys. This is this wonderful, it's got cyclamen, black lava salt, a beautiful rainy fresh air quality. Very watery. It's soft. It's really good with mahalo coconut. Oh, this was a scent of the month with the really interesting warmer that you had to put a wrap on years and years ago. It was okay then, But then I had gotten some, put it in my club, I think, and then I pulled it out, and then I missed it. So last spring, summer, when we could do the June Bring Back My Bar, I threw it right back in my club. So good. Ooh, okay. Now, somebody left me a question about my bi-monthly club last month. Why don't you have Autumn Road Trip in there? Well, it's because it's semi-quarterly, and it isn't because I don't love Autumn Road Trip. It's because the number of bars of whatever I have that I melt, I try to match my frequency and my shipments as far as bars that I do now. Back in the day, I only had the quarterly club, and like I already said, I wish I could switch some things around, but I can't. But Autumn Road Trip is amazing. But I'm probably only going to melt 3 to 5 bars in a season. And I already have a stockpile, and I hope this comes back next fall. I haven't seen anything in the clearance that would indicate to me that it's not coming back, but we never see all the bars. Usually closer to the new catalog launch, you kind of get some leaks on stuff, but you'll see things in a flash sale or you see other things. But I only have this in my quarterly because let's say they did pull it from the catalog. Practically speaking, I only really need 3 in a year, so why should I be taking up space in a different club? Anyway, so this one, oh, it's so good. It's got this crisp air quality. It's the closest thing to Autumn by Bath & Body Works, which is one of my favorite scents of all time. 3 things that Bath & Body Works does that Scentsy's getting closer, they really are, that aren't exactly represented in Scentsy, and I do miss them because I don't burn candles anymore, are Autumn, Winter, and Evergreen from Bath & Body Works. So the Sweet Orange and Evergreen gets really close. This gets really close to Autumn. Now we just need one that smells like Winter, which is like my favorite Bath & Body Works scent of all time. Oh, well, with Autumn. I can never make up my mind if you guys can't tell. I have so much trouble being ruthless and saying, this is my favorite. I have like a category of favorites, It's kind of like that with your kids too, or your dogs, or people in your life. I just love people, and I want to embrace as many people and have as many options as possible. Anyway, Autumn Road Trip. I'm rambling and rambling and rambling. And this is fantastic. It's got Anjou pear, it's got apple, and it's got oak. And it's incredible. And yes, it's staying in my club. If for any reason it doesn't come back in the fall, that one will never come out. All right, another one that's in here, because I'm not going to go through that many in a year, is Around the Campfire. But this is so unique. This is a great mixer. And one of the ones that I took out because of my money crunch is Iced Pine. And I sure hope I'm not going to be sad that that is not in the catalog in the fall. If it isn't, I've got other evergreen scents, but I loved mixing Around the Campfire with Iced Pine. I've got a couple bars downstairs, and I love mixing Around the Campfire with Cinnamon Bear, which is, I did not take that out. That one was sting. So this is smoky, it's sappy, it's like walking around a fall bonfire in the woods. It's absolutely gorgeous. Ages ago, I think that there was, what was it? No, that's the one in here that I pulled already. There was a candle from Bath & Body Works that the name is escaping me. It was gray, and it had just a couple years run in the fall winter that smelled a lot like this, and it was even more incensey. It was gorgeous. That reminds me a bit of that, and it makes me happy that we have that one. All right, now we have Pumpkin Chai. Now this, I think, is going to just have to stay in my club because it looks like this isn't coming back next fall. And oh, is this good, you guys? I love chai. I love my cozy chai, which I think is also in here. I love my pumpkin chai. You can give me all the chai. But pumpkin chai is sweeter and a little creamier than cozy chai. So I really didn't want to gamble on this not coming back. This was originally a Harvest Trio a couple of seasons ago, and I loved it then. It's just so homey. The next one, this was my half off because I was trying to just be more careful about what I spent this month. Coastal Sunset. This is not a bar that I would probably ever club, but I was just craving another one. When I was recently in Florida, I put this into my friend's warmer. Oh, it was perfect. So if you live down there, like this is your bar. Oh, it was so, so good. And so I wanted more up here. Oh, it's got amethyst amber, this creamy coconut, and this smoky sandalwood. Is fantastic. Good throw, too. Great for spring, summer. So that was my $3 half-off item. And here is my favorite bar of all time ever from Scentsy, Cozy Fireside. And it's so good. And so now I've chopped it down to just one every quarter because I have like 9 bars downstairs from when I was freaking out and I wasn't able to get it those couple years where it wasn't in the catalog and we didn't have it for an LTO. So I know I really only melt this in December. I'm such a purist about that. It's got to be my Christmas bar, so 3 bars a year is plenty. Oh, it's so good though. And now that I have like 10, I can melt 4 or 5 of them if I want, really let loose. So not that I'm going to, I know me. I will melt it 2 weeks before Christmas and 1 week after, and I'll put it right back in the vault because I don't want to spoil my emotional connection. So I'm rambling and didn't even tell you what's in it. Cozy Fireside is a smoky, but it's not really smoky, embery, kind of a hearthside spice scent. It is absolutely, with the ginger, my favorite warming, huggable scent of all time. Brings me absolutely back to Christmas with my family. It is so incredibly nostalgic. Most powerful emotional connection and scent I have that Scentsy has ever produced. Anyway, that's good. Cinnamon Bear, which, like I told you, I love to mix with around the campfire. I call it winter hearth, I think. And Cinnamon Bear is so good. And I'll melt this one all year too. Like today, I could throw in some Cinnamon Bear. I could use a cinnamony hug. This is so good. And I say this every time. Scentsy does not say there's bergamot in their cinnamon, but other candle companies that I have melted from in the past, or burned their candles in the past, there's always a little bit of bergamot in with the cinnamon clove to smooth it out. And I get that from this. This is such good cinnamon. It's so smooth, so strong. It's just amazing. Love it. Okay, another one which is probably never coming out of my club is Cranberry Pumpkin Spice. This was another Harvest Trio. I don't know if it was the same year as Pumpkin Chai. I don't think so. Oh, this one is good. This is like a Yankee tart. It's happy. It's a beautiful balance of pumpkin and cranberry and spice, and I really enjoyed this one in October and November. So another one, which I think this is one that I am just so grateful that I have because we've had a lot of trouble getting it voted back for Bring Back My Bar, Vanilla Oud. This is a sophisticated and amazing bar. It's deep and dark. It's got suede. It's got oud wood. It's got vanilla. It is just fancy. And it's stuck. There we go. And this is older packaging too, but oh my gosh. It's so good, you guys. We need to somehow figure out how to get this into the voting roster for Bring Back My Bar. And we have got to get that back for all of you who just have never gotten to experience how elegant that is. All right. The next thing in here is Flower Shop. Now, this was the most recent Bring Back My Bar. This is a beautiful green scent, like a florist cooler full of ferns, baby's breath, and just a few red roses. It doesn't have rose in the description, and a lot of people only get the greens, but it's like opening that box with the green tissue paper and then a few just, perfect hothouse roses. And all that greenery is just gorgeous. Everybody in my family loves this, including my husband, and it's a boomer, and that's probably going to be staying. So then, here's my favorite spring summer scent. I should have put this in my bi-monthly club, guys, so I could get 5 instead of 3 in a year, because I always skip one shipment. That's another thing I forgot to tell you guys. When you have your shipments, one time a year, it has to be a full 12 months before you make another skip, because otherwise you'll lose all your bars. You can skip your club one time a year, each frequency. So I only get 3 shipments of my quarterly club typically because I do have a lot of bars in that and my bi-monthly. So to cut down a little bit on cost, I'll skip 1 of each every year. So that leaves me with 3 bars of summer holiday, which I didn't really think was going to retire. I'm so glad that I put it in my quarterly, but I should have put it in my bi-monthly. This is my favorite spring summer scent Scentsy ever made, although Mountain Sunset's getting up there. Oh, is this good? Tiger lilies, vanilla, amber, and oranges. And it is this amazing blended summer floral, gorgeous scent. Oh, it's so good. I must not have just sold enough because, honestly, I was shocked this did not come back. This is one of Scentsy's best spring-summer concoctions ever. It's kind of like Endless Weekend for Bath & Body Works, but not really. Then Maple Apple Bourbon. I joke, this is me in a wax bar. I love this smell. And it just suits my personality. It just is so good. It's a little strong, a little sweet, really bright and happy. Oh, it's so good. And this one goes as a boomer in your house for a couple of days. And I don't need that many because, again, I'm going to, if this doesn't come back in the fall, I hope it does, 3 a year. I might want to reach for 1 more with this one, but it was kind of like, which one do I do, bi-monthly or quarterly? And quarterly just seemed more appropriate for that, but I love that bar. Here is another absolutely phenomenal bar for Christmas time. Homestead Holiday. And this, kind of like the Cozy Fireside, I don't melt a ton of it. So 3 years great. Oh, it's so good. So this, I think, has blood orange, fir needle, and cinnamon stick. And it is just like a hearth and home Christmas scent. It's phenomenal. I was sad when that came out of the catalog a couple years ago, but it was in my club. All right, now here's another one from an old LTO collection, the Cozy Collection, which I think was Scentsy's best Christmassy collection ever as a whole, and I so want it back. But Cozy Spice I have saved in my club for years. I took out Cozy Cabinet and I shouldn't have. I've kicked myself. This, if you do not love spice, but you like it, if this ever comes back, this is more like everybody's spice scent. It's heavy on the nutmeg and creaminess. So it's got spice, but it's not gonna, bite. It's not gonna bite hard or anything. It's just gentle. It's a beautiful, beautiful scent that other consultants and people that do YouTube channels, if they still have this in their club and they don't like the spice bomb type smells, they still like this one. So Cozy Spice, we need to get that back if you ever see it, to vote for Bring Back My Bar. Fried ice cream. Now, I fought with myself about whether or not I was going to keep this or even put this in my club. And one of my subscribers said, yeah, just put it in. You love it. I can tell you love it. Thank you. I do. It's so good. So it's got the caramel, it's got the crushed cornflakes, it's got the cinnamon, it's got the vanilla ice cream. It's amazing, and it's a really good spring, summer bakery scent. It's delicious. Okay, what else do we have in here? I have, and this is the other one that has made it through cut after cut after cut in my quarterly, Cozy Cashmere, which was with Cozy Spice. This is an amazingly different bar. I finally gave up trying to give it the boot because every time I melt it, I'm like, why do I keep trying to kick it out? My kids love it and I love it too. It is blackberries and cashmere musk. It is delicious. So good. I might even put some of that in today. All right. Ooh, and here's another one. I love this bar. This is hazelnut frosting. This was from a Christmas trio. They call it holiday trio. I always want to say Christmas. Several years ago. This is the best buttercream Scentsy's ever come up with. Ginger, hazelnuts, and buttercream frosting. What's not to love? It's warm, it's smooth, it's deep, it's so good. That would be another great one to vote back for Bring Back My Bar. All right, next we have Autumn Blaze Maple. Now, I almost didn't put this in or take out Maple Apple Bourbon because they are similar, but yet I love both of them. So I'm just like, heck, I don't care. I'm going to keep it all, And of course, I had to axe a few things out of here, and I'll be sad in the fall when I don't have those bars. But I kept this one. And this is a little bit more outdoorsy, a little more pumpkin-y than Maple Apple Bourbon. It's got some similar qualities, though, with the wood and the maple. I love this. I absolutely love this. It's like fall sunshine in a bar. It's so happy. So, so good. And that's amazing with Toasted Acorn and Oak, which is in my bi-monthly club. Bamboo Yuzu. Aside from Cocoa Lime, which I love, and I always club every, when we go into the fall, winter, I always club that bar, but I could take it out because it's available right now. This Bamboo Yuzu is similar. It's a little bit more fresh and crisp than Cocoa Lime, which is more creamy and limey. But this is Yuzu, and it's got the bamboo, and it's got a greenness, but it's sweet. I love it. It's so good. Okay, what else do we have in here? Got to get down here. Ooh, okay. Black Forest Pine. Now, this was sort of, one of my friends, my best friend, who only likes 2 scents in the whole wide world, lilacs and violets and Black Forest Pine, go figure. I keep this in my club because of her, but I also love it. So I might have given this the boot and kept Iced Pine if she wasn't a factor. But yeah, this one, oh my gosh, this is so complex. One of the better smells for after Christmas in the pine vein that Scentsy's ever made. Smoked vanilla, pepper tangerine, and really deep dark woods with the evergreen. Phenomenal. The difference between this and the sweet orange and evergreen is the sweet orange and evergreen is like Christmas greenhouse. This is like deep dark woods after Christmas. It's so good. All right, and another one is woodland suede. I'm so happy because I was out of this. I'm so happy to get another bar of this, and this will be really good in the early fall. This is like walking in an almost fall turning forest with lots of moss. And it's so good. This was in our last Bring Back My Bar. I hope you got some because this is one of the more unique bars that I think we've had in a while. Then Beautiful Hendrix, which my husband hates. He actually asked me to pull it out. What stinks in our room last time I was melting it? I'll just melt it when he's not home. Oh, it's smoky patchouli. He can't stand patchouli. It's got, tobacco flower and sandalwood and pink peppercorns. It's so good. It's like sultry and smoky. It's phenomenal. Okay, what else do we have? We're almost done. Got just a little... Oh, yeah, Yeah, that's why I did a double take. Okay, so cozy cashmere I already showed you, but I've got cozy cardigan in here as a just in case. I think this will come back next fall, but between cozy cardigan and cozy cashmere, I always have a hard time deciding which one I like more. But probably cozy cardigan I will melt more often, and it's so good, and I'd be so mad if I lost it if it didn't come back in the fall. So this is roses, amber silk, and suede. It's just wonderful. Oh, it's so relaxing and would be great any time of the year. Then the last couple, we've got like 4 left. Farmhouse Fir. This is another one I've debated about giving the boot, but it's so unique, and we never see it for Bring Back My Bar. This one is grapefruit and fir boughs. It's beautiful. It's sweet. It's gentle. And I start melting this in November. This is more of a November rather than Christmas kind of a tree smell for me. Lush Gardenia, which some of you are rolling your eyes, I know. But I saved it from extinction. I had to have this. My older daughter and I love this bar in the spring. It's heady, beautiful, creamy gardenia. And it's just, oh, it's so good. And it throws like crazy. Spiced berries. This is another one that's great from like November to the end of January. It's like the visit of the 3 kings to the Christ child at Christmas time in the story. It's exotic. And it reminds you of the gold, frankincense, and myrrh laid at Jesus' feet to speak of his death, burial, and resurrection. And I don't know how I get that all out of the bar, but it's just what reminds me when I see this every year. And I'm so glad that came back and Bring Back My Bar. And last but not least, my other favorite, cozy chai. So good. Oh, this just takes me to my happy place. It totally takes me to my happy place, guys. It's such a beautiful, creamy spice scent. So there are lots of amazing bars in here. And I've never really done this with my club, but I guess if I was going to give you my top 5 bars out of my club, let's see what I've got here. Cozy Fireside, obviously. Cozy Chai. Probably Maple Apple Bourbon. Summer Holiday. And, whoops, Sweet Orange and Evergreen. If I ever had to just cut it down to like the barest of essentials, and then if we could add a few more, Stroopwafel Delight is incredible. I love Toasted Marshmallow. I love Sweet Plum Pastry. Oh man, they're all so good. But these would probably be the ones that would stay absolutely if I was ever in a real budget crunch. So this is Elizabeth with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents. If you need a place to start a Scentsy Club, I love having Scentsy Club subscribers. When I get a new one, I get so excited. And my website again is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us. And I've had a wonderful time with you guys. And I stand corrected. That warmer is the Lux Leaves. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.